we're basically 99.99% the same. Like, we're the same. So when you make an argument that some ancestry groups with certain features are more advanced or less advanced than others, like, what are you basing that on? Because we're all the same. We're fundamentally the same. The human mind, the human consciousness, we study the mind, we study consciousness, we study everything we need to study that would explain advancement. And what we see is that people are fundamentally the same all over the world. The body, the human body and the mind spirit are really linked everywhere in the same possible way. We don't notice a difference. So if you go back a slide, one more. If you look at like all these folks here, this little girl, her consciousness and her mind is all connected in the same way as these kids and them and me. It's all the same. So when you try to make some argument that some group is more advanced than others, you're really saying nothing about other than the fact that you don't study anthropology and you don't study history, because you just can't really make that argument. But again, don't just believe me on that. If you really want to take it seriously, you're going to have to study more, because I don't have time to go into it. But go ahead, go back. So we're essentially 99.9% the same. Okay, that's the thing that this guy, Richard Spencer, and his like it's like, dudes, you can't. First off, don't take a bunch of poor white guys who watch World Federation wrestling and like guns and wearing camouflage and whatever they do, and like, dude, can I say this? This is gonna sound like such an elitist piece of shit thing for me to say, but I'm gonna say it because it's a class thing. Who like camouflage. In fact, I grew up with guns. So all you gun people, we're all good. I grew up with guns. I'm really comfortable with a gun. In fact, I'm really comfortable with a gun. I don't own a gun. I don't need to own a gun because I don't own a gun because I feel like, well, if I need a gun for self-protection, I need like big guns, because the other people who are going to come after me have big guns, and I'm not going to own that many guns, so I'm not going to have like a little pistol, to protect myself against what? You know, so whatever. I'll just shoot myself accidentally. And so anyway, I'm comfortable with that. But like, it's amazing if you watch some of this and you're watching people who like play with guns and like wrestling and like this, and they have crooked teeth. It's like, dudes, crooked teeth. Crooked teeth is a class thing. You got it? If you're in a certain class, you don't have crooked teeth. Unless you're like me, but I am in a crooked. I grew up working class. I have crooked teeth because like we couldn't afford braces, and even my mom's just like, whatever, dude, you have crooked teeth. But you got it. Crooked teeth matter. Or who don't know that you don't wear a brown belt with black shoes and go on to an interview like at Bryce Jordan Center. Some of you are going to be interviewing at some point. If you're of a certain class, don't wear a brown belt with black shoes. Don't go in and try to convince some guy or woman in some finance job that you belong with them. Brown belt, black shoes, get the out of here. You know what I mean? Thanks for your resume. You got it? That's a class thing. You belong or you don't belong. And so now you got all these poor white guys who are going to try to convince other poor white guys that like somehow they've been left behind. So what's the message? And like the rest of us are going to follow them? It's like, dudes, I don't think you have the genetics that I really want to follow. If I want to follow the gene pool to its highest peak, I'm not going to follow you. But then you say, why do they have this message? What is it? What are they angry about? What are they annoyed about? And that's what you have to go into, and that's what we're going to talk about in this class. Because they have a point to make. And their point from a certain perspective is valid. And so you want to understand what that is. Okay? Cool? All right, man. Here, let's go to this. Oh, by the way, you want to see this? This is what's more common with us. If you do DNA ancestry testing, this is my DNA test. And so we call it biogeographical ancestry testing. Because what we do is we isolate certain genes that only exist in certain geographic regions of the planet. And then if you have those genetic markers, certain markers, if you have those, then we know that you have DNA that comes from that region. So different areas. So for me, for example, I'm 98.8% European, mostly British and Irish, and I got a little bit of Finnish skin, little Iberian. That's why I love Spain so much, I guess. And then, check it out, 1.1% Sub-Saharan African, so I got like a brother card, you know what I mean? It's not a very big one. I got to hunt for it in my wallet sometimes, but you know what I mean? Cool. Terrence, cool, right?
You got like this
I got that much? Not very much, but all right.